This is FanStream Sports.
Can I please have your attention? And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
The following program is recommended for mature individuals and may contain material unsuitable for morons, cretins, and dishwipes. If you are a moron, please turn off your radio, because we don't need any more stupid, narrow-minded, pencil-neck geeks who wouldn't know the First Amendment if it came up and bit them on the butt. Thank you.
Yes! Here we go!
I guess I want to take this opportunity to tell you a little bit about my pants.
Oh, yeah. Welcome into the Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim Show. That show that you're here for, and we're glad you are, all of you. Congratulations, you found us. If you are listening to the downloaded podcast and would like to be able to talk to us because you can't comment down below or whatever the podcast, go ahead and text us, 214-937-0569. That is how you can enter in and talk to us through the FanStream Sports text line. My name's Colby Sapp, and the guy that had to readjust his beard because it's been places, that's one IndyCar Tim. What's up, Tim?
Where's it been, Colby?
Some person named Blair.
And Sherry.
That's right.
Where'd those names come from?
I don't know. Every time you said Blair during our pre-show meeting talk, my brain just went, Underwood?
Oh, I kept thinking Blair, the chick from Facts of Life.
Well, you know, we were in two different places.
We were.
We were in two
You were thinking
different
of a
places.
big black dude. I was thinking of a chick.
So,
Mark.
yeah, go ahead and mark that. We have a great show coming up for you guys as we'll go inside the Dallas Cowboys training camp with one Mike Fisher. Exclusive. That's coming up here in just a little bit. Good, bad, and ugly for your famous people birthdays. And then Mystery Shotgun, where I'm going to tell you what could possibly be the Dr. Doom / Tony Stark situation. And I don't think it's what all of the internet thinks it is. So
Can't wait for this.
there's that. There's an 825 segment. I have no idea what it is because my current run sheet tells me Gavin Spittle's coming to talk hockey.
Oh, I didn't give you a run sheet, did I?
No. So I don't think it's that. And then news and notes is what's happening at the end of this show.
Blair got me all discombobulated.
Man, Blair, you know,
F Blair.
you probably did.
Well, I don't know who she was, maybe.
So
Colby, 825, we got what's in Tim's beard. And I potentially want to talk.
it's probably Blair.
We might talk about Blair if I can figure out who Blair was.
Okay.
We're either going to talk Blair and how we got here, or we're going to talk Rangers trade deadline potential moves and an update on Kumar Rocker.
Update on Kumar Rocker, huh?
Yeah, how's that interest you?
That does interest me.
Figured it might.
By the way, I'm reading from Facebook as Johnny McCallone. Anyway, says, I don't understand why Robert Downey Jr. is the new Dr. Doom. They couldn't find another actor? ?
It's not the point.
Is this a multiverse thing? Or did they just run out of ideas? You know
You gonna
what?
get into it now, or are you waiting?
No, I'm waiting because Mr. Shotgun's coming up.
Yeah.
And we have that to talk about.
These are all valid questions, by the way, because I've been asked the same thing. I'm like, look, I'm the wrong half of Mr. Shotgun to ask these questions to.
But we are going to get into it, I promise. And I will have comic book references to throw at you and why I don't think they're actually doing the one that everybody thinks they're doing. It's another one that I think they are doing. But that's all that. Tim, I spent a weekend.
As good as my weekend.
It was the wife's birthday weekend.
Oh, so it was as good as my weekend.
And I pretty much laid down the fact that I am going to, for the entire weekend, just whatever you want.
For the whole weekend, not just for like the birthday night. You went the whole week. Damn.
I went the whole weekend.
And the birthday was when? Friday?
Friday.
Yeah.
Friday.
So she should get Friday.
Right.
And then the rest of the weekend is yours on your own. You can do whatever you want. No?
I went the whole weekend.
Is that why I'm divorced 3 times?
Maybe. So, like, requests of, like, what she wanted for breakfast, I went and got it and made it. What she wanted for dinner, I went and got it and made it. Stuff like that. If she needed a soda, she didn't have to get up to go get it. I went and got it. Whatever it was, right? Clean the kitchen, do the laundry. Just, you don't move. I'll do it.
That's nice.
And I'll have to say, it was actually quite advantageous for myself.
Really?
Because while she was content of me waiting on just everything that she wanted, here you go, right? I was pretty much, I already told the guys on the game, it's like, look, I'm probably not going to be on a whole lot this weekend because
Fathead and Pootie?
Fathead, Pootie, Tyler, G,
Okay.
all you boys, I'm not going to be on a lot this weekend. Come to find out, as long as I kept her content, I'd be on there as long as I wanted to. I just had to get up every once in a while and go get her something.
Really?
That might have to be every weekend. Don't let her hear it.
That sounds like a cheat code.
That might be every weekend because all I'd have to do is like put down the controller and the headset and go get her whatever she wanted. Or I remember I got up because it was Saturday night and she wanted, that's when she wanted the Olive Garden style salad, the fettuccine Alfredo, and
Your famous fettuccine Alfredo.
Yes.
That you don't make with half and half.
no, I don't. With and steaks.
Okay.
So she told me, and I was like, so in case, for those that play Grand Theft Auto, if you put the controller down, as soon as you put it down, you have 14 minutes. Or else you need to move the sticks or it'll kick you.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Inactivity.
Yes. It'll kick you due to inactivity.
Okay.
I made fettuccine Alfredo, salad, and steaks under 14 minutes. In total, pull from fridge, boil the noodles, all the way down to everything's done. And it was phenomenal.
Okay.
It was like the noodles were just right. Steaks were medium. Actually, more to the rare side, which is where I like it.
Yep, me too. That's where it
Right.
should be.
And the only reason why they weren't just like a little cool in the center rare is because I was doing something else real quick and I couldn't pull them exactly when I wanted to.
Okay.
But dude, magic. And I sat back down and I said, hey, I'm done. And I told them what I was cooking when I was getting up, and they were like, no way I'm making it back before the controller dies and it kicks me.
And you did.
I was really proud of myself.
Wow.
So,
That is impressive.
dude, because nothing was set out. I had to pull it all from the fridge.
Right.
Make
Wow.
the salad, do everything. So I may have found my new, I may need to be a short order cook. Or it
Very
wasn't-
short order.
or it
I mean,
wasn't
how tall is Sybil?
5 foot.
There you go.
Yeah.
You were the best short order cook.
She's the best 5 foot person ever.
Are there bad ones?
Oh yeah, man. Dude, short people are usually angry.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, I know short dudes are usually angry. I've never experienced that with chicks, though.
You never pissed off a short lady?
No, I usually satisfy them quite well.
You're okay, sexually, yeah. I still don't understand how. But
Me neither.
it's like you saying you've never pissed off a short lady.
I
Because
mean-
you have pissed off every other human being on this planet. I know this.
This is true. Like, not specifically, because like you said, I piss off everybody. So I don't have a specific memory of one of them being a short person other than my first wife.
Oh, okay. How did that work out?
We got divorced.
Yeah. So I'm guessing she was pissed at you at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. Who knows why? I'm sure I was right. I'm sure she was wrong.
Right. So
I swear she said I could have sex with that hooker.
Okay, besides that, so there wasn't anything memorable about the short person angry? Because it always sticks out in my head. The short person angry is always just like 8 or 9 notches taller or more in volume than like
yes, but I've
average
experienced
size
that more
person.
with dudes wanting to fight me in a bar because they're 5'1".
right.
Like I've run across that.
But you've never run across the small lady that just looks like she's ready to kick everybody's ass no matter what.
No, I've heard that that's a thing. I don't think I've ever run across that though. Because I'm nice to everyone.
Bullshit.
I try to please everyone, Colby. I'm a pleaser.
I don't understand your words.
I can please quite well.
By the way, those that were like me and were looking for wrestling on the TV while you take in the podcast, the stupid Olympics are on USA, so you have to go find it on Sci-Fi. That's actually the reason why we were late coming on, is because I couldn't let the show start unless I had wrestling on.
True
And
story.
It wasn't because Tim got into the T&P room late because he was in here telling me a story about Blair.
Colby, who's Blair?
Dude, you're the one that kept saying Blair throughout that story.
I know. I don't even know a Blair.
All right, we're not going to get into the story, but Tim came in as
Please don't get into the story.
I'm not getting into the story, but Tim came in to tell me his story of his epic weekend, talking about, in the opening sentence was this one person with this one particular ethnicity that struggled with that word. Don't mark that. And then as soon as it left that person, we never got back around to that person. And I went through a whole weekend of stories that involved bars and pools.
It was about the hat.
Tim shouldn't. I mean, that story lost me. If I was listening to the Tim story audiobook, I think midway through it, I'd have been like, I have no idea.
It all comes back to the hat.
I have no idea what is going on.
See, you got to leave them wanting more, Cole. That's why they buy Volume 2. Trying to wait for the come around. Back to the Asian Latina African
Named Blair.
girl. Named Blair, apparently.
Apparently.
Have you ever met a Mexican named Blair?
You know what? I'm going to say no. I mean, it could be that because I went through a lot of part of my life, and I still do, where if I walk up to you and say, I forgot your name, what is it? It's because I don't know your name, but I know your face, and I know I should know your name. But I'm not one to just work around the whole, hey, what's that person's name? As you're asking somebody else nonchalantly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have time for that.
It's
I really
not Blair,
don't.
that's for sure.
It's not Blair. I'm not going to go up and guess your name or anything like that, or just walk up and say, how's it going, pal?
Hey, you.
Bud?
That's what I usually do. If you're out there and I greet you and I say, hey, you, then you know I don't know your name.
You know I don't know your name because I say, I forgot your name. What is it? Because usually when they answer, their face sticks into my head more, and then
Yeah.
I match it with the word that comes out of their mouth. So a couple of them have been named fuck you
Right?
because they really wanted me to remember their name. I didn't.
Yep.
But that file is actually smaller than what you thought it would be. I figure if somebody reacts like that, I really didn't need to have more to do with that person anyway.
You don't need contact with them anyway.
So there you go.
They're going to disappoint you at some point.
So yes, if you're waiting on training camp report that's coming up,
Waiting on Fish.
exclusive. So if you have any questions for Fish and you would like them asked, then there's comment places down below that you can do. You can ask us things, and we'll ask those questions directly to him.
Colby, supposedly the Cowboys have offered both Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb new contracts this week.
Really?
And while Fish will hesitate to use the word they've been rejected because they haven't, they just have yet to be accepted and signed. They haven't necessarily been rejected. So he's going to talk a little bit about this, maybe the specifics of those offers when he comes on.
I imagine that sounds like there's a counter offer on its way. No, try and do
And
this.
it surprises me about Dak because I just assumed he was going to ride out the season and then they would make a determination at the end, unless they just completely lowballed him an offer, right? Like a 2-year, $60 million deal or something like that. Like that's a lowball quarterback offer these days.
Right. Well, look, I know the low ball offer should have already been thrown out there.
Mm-hmm.
The low ball should have already been just testing the waters. If you'll do it for this, we'd be super effing happy. And just be honest with it.
Yeah.
Say, look, here you go. Now, if you sign that, of course, you know that Jerry will take care of you after your playing career as long as possible, blah, 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 and give all the guarantees. So you can do that, but yeah, we're past the low ball offer part.
I think so too.
That's kind of crazy. Look, man, it is now time for me to pause, look at Tim, say, hey, Tim.
Hey, Colby.
What day is it today, bud?
I'm glad you asked me, Colby. Let's get our music going. Colby, today is Wednesday, my dudes.
By the way, if you want my fettuccine Alfredo recipe, then just shoot me a comment or a tweet at Colby Sapp. I'll probably throw it out there.
I shot you a tweet.
Uh-huh.
Colby, today, speaking of your fettuccine Alfredo,
Uh-huh.
today is National Lasagna Day.
Lasagna.
How do you feel about the lasagna?
I much prefer the Texas version of lasagna.
Which is what?
It's more ground meat and such in the lasagna. A little bit less on the sauce, more on the cheese
Okay.
situation. Like my mom made 2 dishes that were Italian. It was the big thing lasagna or the big, super thick crust
Right.
pizza. It was basically she made her bread and just put pizza toppings on top of it.
Nice.
The pizza toppings weighed it down. But yeah, man. So that's the lasagna because I grew up on it. So that's the lasagna I love. I've been to other places and other restaurants that had real, their version of lasagna or whatever, and I've just
Right.
been like, this ain't it. No, I need half a cow shoved in this thing.
All right. I've had many different kinds of lasagna, and I have enjoyed all of them. The heavy sauce kind, the heavy beef kind, the less sauce, more cheese. I'm a big fan of the ricotta that goes inside of
Right.
it. Man, I'm all about that, and the mozzarella. I'll take all of that, but I don't know that I've had a lasagna, unless it was just weird, veggie lasagna made with, I don't know, asparagus or something that doesn't belong. And I'm sure I've had one of those at some point that I did not enjoy.
Man, there's something wrong with vegan cheese. There's just something wrong with it.
Okay, so I'm confused by that. Cheese doesn't come from cows. Why does it have to be vegetarian cheese?
No, it does. It uses the milk and stuff in the cheese and the butter and all that. Non-dairy. If you're going to be vegan, it cannot come from an animal.
Okay, so I was a vegetarian for 3 years in the mid-'90s.
You were not a vegetarian.
I was for 3 years.
You ate fish.
Yeah, and I ate chicken.
Yeah, that's not.
And I drank milk and I ate cheese because that's not what a vegetarian is.
You were not a vegetarian.
That's what we called it
no.
back then.
That is not a vegetarian.
Okay, well, that's what it was back then. There wasn't any of this, I'm not going to have dairy unless I'm lactose intolerant. All right, that doesn't count towards vegetarianism.
It does.
Well, maybe it does now, but it didn't then, and it's stupid. It's not red meat. Okay, a vegetarian, it used to mean that you don't eat red meat. That's all it was. Now they have all these different levels.
You were told wrong.
And they invented the word vegan out of now it's not good enough to be a vegetarian. You have to be a vegan because it's not cool to be a vegetarian.
Okay. First of all, what you were? God, it starts with a P, and that file cabinet is
The
shut.
Episcopalian,
Yeah, no, I mean
pescatarian.
pescatarian.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I believe so.
I'm not Episcopalian.
No, you're not a you were that was that, which is a cleaner style of eating.
I will say that I never felt better in my life than when I wasn't eating red meat.
If you're a vegetarian, there are some things that have like, you're okay with like milk and such like that comes from animals.
Right.
You just don't want an animal to die for your food.
I don't care about that.
No, I'm talking about the people that do it, not you, jackass.
Well, they're stupid then. That's why we have animals. That's why God put animals on the earth, is for us to kill them and eat them.
And vegan has nothing to do with anything that comes from an animal
I hate vegans.
whatsoever.
Maybe we need to start eating vegans.
They're probably going to be low in protein.
Colby, you want to talk some Cowboys?
We already got fish.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Do it.
As we bring in one Mike, the Fishman Fisher, right here on FanStream Sports. Mike, do you have us?
Here's how stupid I am. Not as stupid as your conversation about vegetarians, but stupid nevertheless. I have AirPods in, but I don't know how to. I can't make them work. I'm so stupid. As you discovered today, Tim, in our.
No.
So I'm just gonna go away over here where nobody can see me or hear me,
Okay.
and take these out and do a program with you.
Can you hear us now?
Yeah. Here's the thing about eating meat, and again, you do whatever you want to do. So, lions can eat meat,
Right.
and the meat eaters that the lions eat can eat littler meat, and they can eat littler meat than them, but we can't.
But why?
I don't know. It makes no sense.
Yeah, who made that rule?
Unless you believe that the vegetarian, because unless you believe that animals were here to put on Earth just to be pretty. I mean, a big fish eats a littler fish, eats a littler fish, eats a littler fish. So why wouldn't we do the same thing? Aren't we just another animal? And to that, I say yes.
Yes. You got the bag.
Oh.
I was hoping you was going to come into play at some point. Colby, it wasn't this exciting when we had Norm on and when we had Gavin Dawson on. He never hit a punching bag on the air with us.
Yeah.
No, now I'm about as good as the punching bag as I am at technology. So I don't know what I'm doing on this.
I love it. Well, Fish,
No,
the
that's
first
pretty good
thing,
of me. I take it back.
you can do
I
it.
know what I'm doing.
It's just timing.
I'm incredible. I'm
It's
incredible.
just timing. You got to get the timing down.
Yeah,
So
it's like
Fish, the
jumping
first
rope, which
thing,
I also can't do. Huh?
the first thing I think everyone in Dallas is most interested in when the Cowboys arrive in Oxnard, California, is the weather. Please tell me what the weather's like in Oxnard today.
Yeah, I mean, I went for my morning walk, and it was 10 o'clock in the morning, and it was 65, sunny and breezy. It's ridiculous.
That's amazing.
And I know. And I called Marcia and I said, when I first arrived here, and I said, because she handles all my business, as you guys know.
Sure.
I said, I hope you packed me a windbreaker. Hope you packed me a sweater, because it's 65 out here. But yeah, it's ideal for, and I know we used to think, let's go to Wichita Falls, and they don't even have hot and cold running water, and nobody gets to have a drink, and you get a popsicle if you have a good. That those days are gone. They get more. A football team gets more work done when it's 70 degrees than it does when it's 110, and that's we were so stupid 30 years ago.
First item, of course, our fears were confirmed about Sam Williams. The ACL is gone, and he is done for the year. By all practical purposes, I thought he was going to be, or at least needed to be, an integral part of the defensive line with all of the turnover that we've had this year. What plans, if any, is there to maybe replace him? I know there was talks I saw at CowboysCountry.com today about a potential free agent signing.
Yeah. First of all, to him and their plans, I saw some national media people saying they've lost a starter, and that not exactly, because on paper, Micah Parsons and Tank Lawrence are the starters, but Micah Parsons is playing so much off-ball linebacker in this camp that there would have been certainly times when Sam Williams might have started a game and played, no question, played a lot of snaps. So he's a top of the rotation pass rusher. The first crack is always, they have Nealon, who they just drafted, who they like, obviously, and Junior Fajoko's still here, and he's young and hasn't done anything. Now, the thing about Sam Williams is he's like athletically bendy. And those guys, there's not that many of those guys on the planet. That's why Randy Gregory keeps getting chances, because he's but not another chance here, I wouldn't think, because he's so bendy. You're not going to replace that with anybody on this roster. And so The front office is already right now. They spent today starting to look at guys. Shaq Lawson is more of a run-stopping guy. Yannick, who was terrific in Jacksonville there for a minute as a Pro Bowler. And the Vikings, when Mike Zimmer was in charge, traded for him in 2020 and gave up a 2 and a 5 for him. And then a few weeks later, traded him away for a 3 and a 6 or something. So it didn't work.
Oh, wow.
But obviously there's at one point, Mike Zimmer liked him. And then I think another really good name, and he's the one that says, look at me, is Carl Lawson, who put on Twitter on Sunday evening, just put a star emoji on Twitter, which,
right.
Unless he's into astronomy, I think we all know what that means. So it makes perfect sense for the Cowboys to go find the guy that is best suited to be Sam Williamsy. And because we know about the blow it up and remodel, it's going to be a 1-year deal. Which one of those guys want to sign a 1-year deal and which one of them wants to do it on the cheap? It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Now you just mentioned the shortness of the contract and what's I know you've been to a lot of these, a ton of these. How is the feeling around there? And does it feel like any of the other times that you might have had a coach or somebody that might be on there last year? Does it have that same feeling with this? Or
they
that
did this
there's
with
some trials going on?
Yeah, Garrett had this 1 year, and then famously for me is Mark Cuban did it to Nelly with the Mavericks. Mm-hmm. And Don Nelson was like, this is unheard of. And Cuban's response was, well, quit going to the golf course so much and maybe I wouldn't have to do it this way. He was letting Avery Johnson run practice while he went to the golf course during the season. So it ended up that worked. That Mavericks team went to the Western Conference Finals that year. Garrett might have won Coach of the Year after that. So Jerry can convince himself that works. I do think when they lose 2 in a row or something, or have a big issue, that there'll be a lame duck challenge in that building. Oh, the ownership doesn't even trust us anyway. I'm going to rent my house and not own it. I'm going to have my agent start to look for another. That stuff. I fear that the Joneses have created, and the performance of the football team has created a foundation that's going to have some cracks in it. I'm not defending where the Cowboys are at all, but I do bounce back to anybody that says they shouldn't let them be on a final year of their contract. So after they lost to Green Bay 48-0, they should get an extension.
Right.
Can't do that either. The Green Bay loss screwed up everything. If it wasn't for the Green Bay loss, Dak Prescott would have been signed. Mike McCarthy would have an extension. Mike Zimmer's here on a 1-year deal. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. Now he's got his family's here. His 2 daughters live here. His grandbabies live here. So that was part of this too. But all these things would not be an issue had the Cowboys just not played 4 of their worst quarters of the year in one game at home when it mattered against a 7-point underdog that should have come in here and been pissing their pants yellow if they weren't yellow already.
Right.
Yeah, when you look at the contract that Jordan Love just signed with the Packers, that game sort of sent both quarterbacks in different directions, right? Like, there's no way he signs that contract without that win in Dallas in the postseason, and there's no way Dak doesn't already have a contract if he wins that game.
And here's another result of this, and I just did this on my YouTube channel on Fish Report. We had a big, gigantic notebook, and in there I throw this out. Number one, since the going rate for a quarterback now, APY, the top of the market is $55 million. Isn't that fair for Dak Prescott?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, somebody else could say 40, and somebody else, he sucks. Somebody else could say 60 because you're going to get it. But 55 is, if you want the Cowboys to pay market value and you demand that they do that, so that's market value, not 60 and 70, 55. CeeDee Lamb, by the way, same boat. Market value now is between 32 and 35. That's it. I, by the way, think that both sides are starting to see that on CeeDee Lamb, and I think we're going to come to a conclusion there sooner rather than later. But I'll give this to you on Dak Prescott too, regarding Jordan Love, the way that game went, the fact he's 25, whereas Dak turned 31 today. Which situation, if you're in charge of a team, which situation would you rather have a quarterback, Jordan Love or Dak Prescott today?
Oh,
that's easy for me. I want Jordan Love.
It's easy for me. I'll take the 25-year-old over the 31-year-old.
Any day, yeah.
Jordan Love hasn't accomplished what Dak accomplished, but Jordan Love's got first-round pedigree. So Dak had to grow into this. Jordan Love already, theoretically, according to scouts, already came here with it. And I don't know, man. I mean, they just played. Not that the two quarterbacks played against each other, but you just saw what Jordan Love could do. So, and one more thing. Jordan Love's under contract long-term.
Right.
So if you can include all those things, if you could trade Dak Prescott for Jordan Love today, I say, and I'm no Dak hater at all, but I just think you'd ask Green Bay, what else do they want? You'd do that in a heartbeat.
I mean, and when you look at the history of quarterbacks in the NFL over the age of 30 that have won Super Bowls, I mean, what is it? It's obviously Brady in 2020 with the Bucks, and I'm guessing Peyton Manning with the Broncos was over 30 in 2015. That's probably it, right?
Yeah, and I don't know if that's a trend or just a thing.
Yeah.
Because, is there a specific reason? Like when we do over 30, well, what about 29? And what's the difference? Who picked 30 as the magic number? There is no reason that this team can't be really good again based on its the top of its roster. The top of this team's roster is still, Jerry's right. The top of this team, he said the whole roster. The whole roster is not good. But the top of the roster is, you can't lose 10 guys in free agency and basically not replace them and say, we'll just bring up some guys from the practice squad and think you're going to be the same. But the top, pick them. The top 20 guys in this roster match up with pretty much anybody in the NFL. I do believe that.
Fish, I saw over at CowboysCountry.com. You guys make sure you're over there checking out CowboysCountry.com multiple times per day because Fish updates that site almost hourly with that great staff of writers we have over there at CowboysCountry.com, part of Athlon Sports. And I saw reported a deal was offered to CeeDee Lamb that has, as you mentioned in our text conversation, rejected is the wrong word, but maybe not accepted yet. And possibly there was one given to Dak as well.
Yeah, definitely. On Friday night, they made an offer to CeeDee Lamb that they think is competitive. Before that, they made the offer to Dak. Now, that offer to Dak was previous to Jordan Love signing and might have been right in sync with Tua signing. But, yeah, those offers have been made. And as we discussed, you and I discussed, have they been rejected? Well, I don't know, but they haven't been accepted. So there they sit on the table, I assume, for the agents to now counter. But I think we're getting to the point of reasonableness. And I know we are on CeeDee Lamb, and I'm going to assume we are on Dak, where the Cowboys aren't, the Cowboys aren't being cheap. That's such a dumb word. They are keeping their powder dry for next year. Otherwise, they'd be signing a bunch of guys to multi-year contracts. And most of this roster is going to be on one-year contracts. I think literally most of the roster. So they are keeping their powder dry for the future. But, they only have $12 million of the cap room. So you can't call it cheap. And somebody on ESPN said, I wonder if they're cash poor. What are you, out of your minds? The Joneses, Jerry, I've been saying this for years, and it stands true. He's got land, oil and gas land holdings that he doesn't know even know he has. Like Tim Ham knows what's in his portfolio. You know exactly what. Yeah.
Both items.
You own this, and you owe on that. That's your portfolio. You got two sheets in there. The Joneses, the wealth is so enormous they don't even know how big it is, really. And so that doesn't mean that Stephen isn't operating on a budget. That can be true. Also, it's factual to say that when it comes to handing out big guaranteed checks, they do it less often than other teams, but that's because they don't buy other teams' players. They just pay their own. And if they were cheap, like like we don't want to write big checks, they never signed Michael Gallup. Why would they have done that? They never signed Jalen Smith. Why would they have done that? Cheap. Why 4 years ago, why'd you sign Dak Prescott? That was an enormous check at the time, and on and on and on. So it's, you could say they're stupid, but you can't say they're cheap.
By the way, Michael Gallup just announced his retirement here last week, I think, too, from the Raiders. So the Cowboys,
he did, yeah.
For all of their, what people call roster mistakes and poor decisions, that was a good decision for Michael. And you know what? Good thoughts for Michael Gallup. Loved him here. Great guy. But man, that injury, he just never came back from that ACL quite the same, and that's unfortunate for him and the Cowboys, really.
Well,
It
really,
is-
Gallup is a prince, and I love Jalen Smith to death. And to some degree, maybe the Cowboys paid for their quality as people. And in the end, Jalen Smith, that was a medical miracle. And maybe, as I said the other day, we did the interview this morning on the Fish Report, one-on-one with Damone Clark, who went through some of the same thing. Remember his back fusion surgery?
Yeah.
He didn't even know he had it. They discovered it at scouting combine. If you're a person of faith, that's a medical miracle, and maybe it's a miracle too. But Jalen Smith was never, ever quite what he was going to be. And Michael Gallup's knee, the medical people will say, Michael, your knee's fine, but it wasn't fine in his head. And so that's the end of that for that good guy, Gallup.
Sitting through a training camp and such, and noticing Zim overdoing anything with the defense and the moving around of Micah Parsons, and we've heard reports that Micah seems to be really digging what's going on with Zim. Is there anybody else that's out there that you've seen that is adapting well, and is there any big change for the fan that's sitting there to be able to notice, or are we just going to see a defense out there?
Yeah, I think you will notice Mozzie Smith physically. I think they figured out. First of all, you guys know all about his weights, where he was 330. Then somebody mysteriously, I can't imagine he did it himself, said, "Let's go get you to 290," and the next thing you know, he couldn't play nose tackle anymore. He was too light. So Zimmer helped supervise him to get back up to 310, and he looks more like a nose tackle, and I think he feels good. Don't ask him. He can't do three technique things. Remember when they drafted him, they said he can get upfield. Someday he's going to rush the passer. No, he's not. Right. He's a refrigerator. That's his job. You're gonna get between gaps. You're gonna occupy blockers. You're not gonna ever make any tackles. You're gonna let linebackers make tackles. And if he could do that, just that at a high level, I think that would be noticeable. And then, as you mentioned, Micah. So far, so good on Micah and Zimmer. And I made this point tonight on the Fish Report. People think Zimmer's this jerk, and he goes ahead and perpetuates that a little bit. We're sitting there. This is away from the field. This is more of a private time. He gets a Facebook call on his phone, and it's the 3-year-old. It's the 3-year-old twins, and I wish I would have Facebooked the Facebook. And been able to show people. I guess he might not have liked it, because I think he likes his gruff demeanor, the image.
Yeah,
he's talking to these two beautiful 3-year-old. He's baby talking. He's goo goo gaga. He's grandpa, papa. It's the sweetest, softest thing you ever saw. And as I've said about him, because I've known him for 30 years, he's never been a jerk to me. So I don't know what all you other people did wrong, but he is and Tim, you know about this story where Osa says, "I'll tell you what he is. He's a stickler. He's not a bad person. He's not a mean person. He's a stickler. This is green light, we go, red light, we stop. We don't go rolling through the intersection." That's Mike Zimmer.
Awesome.
Something that everybody's been screaming for is an attention to detail and people to be able to play within the set of rules. And maybe this is what this defense needed was him, a guy over there to chew nails and point out what they're doing wrong.
Yeah. Now let me try this on you though. And this is something I've thought about this and wrote about this forever. Because I thought when I was in my 20s, I just thought I was a genius. There's 4 kinds of coaches. Now, obviously, they mix and match. Nobody's just one robot. But in essence, there's 4 different kinds of coaches. There's the professor, the uncle, the buddy, and the drill sergeant. And what we do is, and it's human nature, when one guy is the uncle, and almost inevitably, it runs out of gas. And we go, yeah, they were Camp Cupcake. Then we replace them with a drill sergeant. Then in 3 years, that guy runs out of gas, and we go, boy, that guy was too much. That was too intense. They replace him with one of the other kind. Then in comes the professor, and he's a teacher, and he's smart, and then they go back and say, he was shoving too much down our throat. Just let us play football. So I think the timing is right for Zimmer, but I don't think that means there was anything wrong with Quinn. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
No, that does.
Yep.
That does.
Perfect. Well, Fish, we kept you away from your workout for way too long. Get back over to Marcia. Get you some dinner. Enjoy the weather out there. We'll see you at 7:20 a.m. Central Time for Fish for Breakfast over on the Fish Report YouTube channel. Check them out. Oh, I'm scared. Remind me not to piss off Fish anytime soon. Jeez. All right, there he goes. We'll see you, Fish.
Later.
How about that, Colby?
How about that?
Live from the fish mouth himself.
Yep. Exclusive.
Exclusive. You guys make sure you check it. Fish's podcast, by the way, right here on FanStream Sports. You can find some of his videos here, or you can go over to the Fish Report YouTube channel for the majority of his video content. Most of that's going to be migrating over, though, shortly, or run concurrently on both channels. So you get all of it right here, along with some of our other stuff. I guess let's take a break, and then we'll head on into some GBU.
That's right. Coming up next, we're doing the good, bad, and ugly. And then what most of you guys are waiting on are my thoughts on the San Diego Comic-Con explosion that is one Dr. Doom. And that'll be in the Mystery Shotgun, and that's next on the Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim Show.
Hello, sports fans. FanStream Sports.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about Turf Life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today and snag that window decal or snag any other special Turf Life accessories and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Introducing Star Power Smart Home Solutions, where cutting-edge technology meets effortless living. Control your entire home with just a tap on your smartphone. Adjust the lights, set the temperature, ensure your home is totally secure, all from the palm of your hand. Experience the ultimate solution in comfort and security for your family. Start by going to the website, GetStarPower.com. That's GetStarPower.com.
Hi, golfers. IndyCar Tim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you. Now, more FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to the Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim Show right here on FanStream Sports. It is a Monday, And Colby's watching wrestling over on the Sci-Fi Channel.
I am.
How you like that?
You know what? As long as it's showing it, I'm good. I was so disheartened to see Olympic-style tennis playing.
Wait, how is Olympic-style tennis different than regular tennis?
Because it was tennis, but it had the Olympics logo beside it.
Okay, fair enough. I'll take it. I'll take that as a correct answer. Although I do love me some tennis, Colby, particularly women's tennis.
You know what?
Not a fan of the Olympics, so I'm out.
Yeah, I'm not. Well, especially, I'm not a fan of. I'll watch some of the Winter Olympics stuff happening.
I'm all about the Winter Olympics.
But the Summer Olympics, where people are just running and jumping and stuff, even the basketball competition, which is basically all NBA players from around the world now playing, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, I don't know, man.
I'm out. I don't give a crap. I want to see hockey. I want to see luge. I want to see skeleton. I want to see bobsled. I think that's all I care about.
I think I would be more into it if the Olympics were and Texas is sending Texan athletes.
If it was like the U.S. Olympics and it was just different states competing against each other.
Right.
That would be awesome.
But then also you just had real people, not like actual athletes.
Like beer gut dads like me hanging out.
That
would be funny.
Just doing whatever they thought you have to go to Texas and win it. I don't know. The brisket cook-off or something.
We'd have to get Big Red on
Right.
to do that. We get him and Sean Sharif and Gavin Dawson. They'd all be competing for Team USA.
Right. No, Team Texas.
I'm sorry, Team Texas. Yeah. There is no barbecue Team USA. There's too many different kinds of barbecue in the U.S. to just have a U.S. Olympic barbecue team. Wouldn't make sense.
You could go out to Florida and they would have see who could last through a whole football training camp.
Oh man, especially in Tampa where they're doing the Tampa Bay training camp right now. By the way, if I hold your run sheet up like that, can you see it? I'll just hold it like that and you can just see it. I forgot to give it to you during the break too.
That's okay.
I didn't even go pee during the break.
I did.
I had to do some Jaeger shots, Colby.
Well,
I did Jaeger.
Did you toast to Blair?
No, I'm still trying to remember who Blair is. And who's the other? Shelley. Where the crap? Shelley came up less frequently than Blair did.
Right.
But for some reason, the go-to name in my mouth telling that story was Blair. And I don't even know a Blair.
Apparently nobody in the story was actually named Blair.
No one is named Blair.
He was old manning his story to death.
Get off my Blair.
We need a T-shirt now that says that. Get off my Blair.
Get off my Blair. The Colby Sappin IndyCar
with
show.
a Blair from the TV show you mentioned.
Yeah.
But kind of metamorphosing into Blair Underwood.
Oh, that's just disturbing.
Yeah, I know. We have to have disturbing T-shirt.
Like the morph picture, or just put Blair from. Her name's Lisa Welchel. The actress is Lisa Welchel. Put her on the front, but Blair Underwood on the back.
No, I want to have the almost like the paint job where it starts out purple and it ends up pink. It starts off Blair,
like the transition,
and then it ends up yes. As you walk past it, it changes Blair's.
Only on the Colby Sappin IndyCar Tim show.
That'd be amazing. And now it's time for even something more amazing, as it's time for title card to appear to let you know.
I'm working on it. We've got so many hands here.
That's what she said. The good, the
Blair?
bad, and the ugly is right now. And this is that segment where I go through all the people that were born today, find the people that are famous enough to make my list, make that list, and offer up to you guys, along with me and Tim, for us to decide individually who is the good person, who is the bad person, and who is the ugly person. And starting off our list today, after that long-ass explanation that I say twice a week, you should know it by now.
You should know it by now.
I say it probably 3 words different each time,
I know.
too.
It's fine. Keeps everybody on their toes.
Turning 42 years old today, Fernando Alonso.
F1, Colby.
F them both.
Also raced IndyCar a couple of years ago in the Indy 500.
Did he win?
No, I think he finished second Rookie of the Year that year.
Oh.
I want to say it was 22 for Team Andretti. I like Fernando. He's probably my favorite F1 driver. I like me some Fernando Alonso.
Turning 70 years old today, and probably the first ever rock and roll song that I ever listened to the intro and then immediately turned that bitch off because of this guy, Geddy Lee.
Shut up. There is nothing wrong with Geddy Lee.
Oh my God, dude.
Night by night away from here.
Dude, I mean, I've adapted more where I'm not that bad about it. But my first,
How old is he?
70.
Jesus.
My first hit of Geddy Lee, I'm listening to it because like, hey man, you need to check out this band Rush. And I'm like, all right, cool, dude.
One of the greatest bands ever, by the way.
And drummer's amazing. Everything was amazing. And then he started singing, and I immediately just turned the volume down to 0. It's not even a power move of hitting the power on the boombox. It was just turn that bitch down.
You know, I get it. I like his voice. I appreciate his voice. He's got a great range. But I get it. I get that people don't like it. It's pretty nasally.
Right.
My brother absolutely hated his voice, you know. So I mean, but again, I think the songs are great. All their music is amazing. Obviously, Neil Peart, one of the greatest, if not the greatest. And I don't call him a drummer because he wasn't a drummer. He's a percussionist.
Right, because he had
all
everything back there.
Of all time. There's no question. Stay hard, Neil, by the way. But it's just, man, I think it's amazing. And I can freaking listen to Rush all day long. And sometimes I have.
Again.
But I get it. So I don't fault people who don't enjoy it.
You know what? And I listen to a lot of music that a lot of people don't enjoy. So I could offer up some of my favorite bands to you, and you'd be like, I can't do it. So, man, it's not going to... All right, nobody on this planet should do that to Ginger. All right?
I'm just saying not everybody appreciates Ginger.
They should.
I get it.
I was at the concert of Ginger with Sybil.
Mm-hmm.
And we were there, and of course everything started and they were playing along, and I looked over at Sybil, and she was trying to get into it, but you could tell this ain't her jam. You could totally tell. Like, no, man.
Oh, that's funny.
No, man. But she was giving it her all. But yeah, man.
Good for her for trying.
I understand. I don't understand people not liking Ginger, but some of my other bands, yes. As Pootie calls them, something about old people and forcing themselves upon the music. Passed away in 2022, Tony Sirico, Sopranos. He was born for that role. He's born to play a gangster because you know what? He was a gangster.
I'd have to look him up. Does he look like a gangster in real life?
Yes. You see him and you automatically think, well, there's Paulie Walnuts.
Oh, yeah. No, he was in, I don't know, he was in Sopranos. Like, I know him from a lot of other stuff.
Yes. He's in everything.
There you go.
Turning 50 years old today. And no, he never played golf as a short man, but it's Steven Dorff.
You know what's funny? Wait, is that who I'm thinking of? I might be thinking of somebody else. He wasn't Dorff on golf.
No, he was not. He was not Tim Conway.
Okay, no, I'm thinking of somebody else. I'm thinking of Stephen Fry. Never mind. Okay. I don't know Steven Dorff.
Jeff Fry's brother?
No. By the way, Jeff Fry's gotten weird, dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's Jeff Fried now?
Man, look, I'm all for believing in your own opinions and expressing yourself and things, but dude, all he does is come on. So he's a big baseball instructor, whatever. Like he's got classes in schools and stuff.
Right. So he's like Fred McGriff.
Yeah, the crime dog, making kids throw the ball into the trash can on home plate for the outfield.
Yep.
But dude, sometimes he will regularly post like other people's instructional videos. Just go off on them, like on Twitter or on X and Facebook. I follow him on Facebook and X, and I might be about to unfollow him, dude, because sometimes it's just uncomfortable.
No, you know what?
Like you would love it.
Cool.
I don't like the uncomfortableness.
My favorite Dorf movie was him. He was in Blade
Okay.
as the bad guy.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Just saw Blade over the weekend.
Yeah, I know you did. Also, probably were like, why is he? There was probably a bunch of people you were like, why is he?
No, like that whole scene with all of those.
Yeah.
Like I knew why. I knew that because of you.
Right.
Like before, I never would have known. I'm like, yeah, why is he here in this thing? Because I had no idea he was even a comic book character, or much less in that universe, right?
Right.
And I didn't get the who's the chick, Elektra.
Okay.
Didn't get that at first because I didn't recognize who it was because I didn't see that movie.
Ah.
But the actress is like Jennifer Connelly or no,
No.
the other girl that I can't stand.
Can't stand.
I don't like Jennifer Connelly either. Who are the hell? She's in the freaking Capital One commercials now.
Yes, and I heard
Whatever.
that file cabinet's closed too.
Yeah, mine too. Whatever. So there's a couple of them. By the way, I do have a new favorite superhero based on that movie, though. We'll get into that later.
Yes. And well, you know what? Besides this little part right here, we're going to try and save the reviews till we give everybody a ample chance. We're going to go 2 weekends. So next Monday will be the Deadpool Wolverine review by us. Once it's out there, I want to give everybody a good shot to see it, maybe go see it twice, because we're going to be talking about some things that are kind of in depth with the movie. So we want to make sure you have a chance to do that. Teddy Atlas is 67 years old today.
Teddy Atlas?
Yes. He's a sports reporter.
Teddy? Okay, that can't be a real name.
That is a real name.
Really?
It is. I recognized his face, and I figured you would be like, oh, yeah, I hate that guy.
Colby, Jennifer Garner was the person we were thinking of.
Yes.
Wasn't she married to Matt Damon?
No. She was married to Ben Affleck.
Same, okay, sorry. The other Matt Damon. Sorry. They're
No.
the same. They're the same freaking person.
They're not, sir.
They're interchangeable. They're the same freaking person, and they're both horrible.
Shut your face.
Sorry. Ben Affleck's been in one good movie. I'm sorry, 2 good movies. Chasing Amy and Dogma. Matt Damon's been in one good movie, Dogma.
Okay. Matt Damon as Jason Bourne was amazing, sir.
Jeremy Renner was a better Bourne.
No, he wasn't.
Whatever. Was he Jeremy Bourne?
Yes. Ben Affleck played a hell of a Batman, sir.
Anybody can play Batman these days.
No, they can't, because there's been people that have failed miserably.
Pat Bat, we're talking to you.
No, we're not talking to Pat Bat. Looking at you, Clooney.
Shut up! He had nipples.
Looking at you, Val.
Val Kilmer. Don't you dare say Michael Keaton.
No, he played a good Batman.
You keep my Batman's name out your mouth.
He played a horrible Bruce Wayne. It was bad. Let's get crazy. Shut up. Stop that with your scruffy, curly hair. Alexander Paul is 60 years old.
Alexandra Paul?
Yes.
Ooh, Baywatch, Colby.
That is correct.
She's 60?
She is 60.
Wonder if I have a chance now.
Nope, still don't, because she still looks pretty good.
I look pretty good.
No, you don't.
To Blair.
Apparently so. Martina McBride is 57 years old, sir.
Oh, Colby, one of my country music crushes. Back in the 90s. When she was not 57 years old.
It's going to be a fight between this guy and Geddy Lee, who's my bad.
Come on.
Benito Mussolini passed away in
Come on! You can't do that. Geddy Lee is not on the same bad level as Benito freaking Mussolini. If you make him your bad, I'm going to make him my good. I don't have any Italian friends.
You talking about Mussolini?
Yeah. I don't have any Italian friends. I don't care.
Will Wheaton is 51 years old today.
I'm older than Wesley Crusher.
You are older than Wesley Crusher.
I still think his best work was on Big Bang Theory.
No.
He played himself.
It was as Wesley Crusher.
Come on, that was a terrible character.
It was, but we needed somebody to be terrible so we could like everybody else more.
That's right. Plus,
And-
he was Gates McFadden's son. She was hot back then.
And finally, turning 31 years old today, One Dak Prescott.
Rain Dakota Prescott.
Yep.
You know what that means, right?
Automatic good.
Past his prime.
Automatic good.
What? You can't make him an automatic good. No, I will not. No, I'm not voting for the automatic good for Dak Prescott.
Dude, if you hold the Cowboys quarterback spot for that as long as he has, I think Tony Romo, I think Dak Prescott, I think everybody that has held the Dallas Cowboys quarterback spot for more than
8 years.
8. Yeah, we'll go 8.
What's Dak on year 8?
Yeah.
No, 9. Well, he's going into his 9th year.
Yeah.
I think. Okay, win a Super Bowl in those 9 years, and then I'll put you as an all-time good. Tony Romo's not an all-time good because he didn't win a Super Bowl.
Okay, then neither is Danny White.
I never said he was. He'll always be in my heart.
I was going to go ahead and put everybody. It's like, look, man, Roger, Troy.
All right, where's
Danny?
Drew Bledsoe?
No.
Chutch?
No.
Steve Pallure?
No.
Ryan Leaf?
No.
He's one of those other spares that were there.
Quincy Carter? No.
Quincy! By the way, if Quincy Carter wouldn't have smoked pot, we'd never have Tony Romo.
Right. Even though you just called him Trony Romo. At least you didn't call him Trony Omo.
Kristen McCaffrey.
So there you go.
Where does Blair fall in all of this?
You know what? I'm going to be shocked if here in a little bit I don't pull up a friend request on Facebook and it's not from some random Blair.
I need to find a Blair birthday today.
Right. Found it.
Colby, celebrating Facebook birthdays today. There's no Blairs.
Oh, damn.
I don't know a freaking Blair. I don't know where that came from. My buddy Jared Zlotkowski turns 48 today. He's been a bar manager at a couple of the bars that I've quite frequently frequented. Known Hispanic on Facebook, Mayra Espinal. She has a birthday today.
What's up?
Tiffany Butler, happy birthday to you. Dion, don't call me Drew, Carrie, or Jim.
Jim.
Doing live drops now. Happy birthday to you. Pamela Tuckey, happy birthday. And Colby, Monica Neff, happy birthday to you.
All right.
Since there's no show tomorrow, I'm going to go ahead and throw in one of our all-time favorites, Colby, friend of the show. One of the old bartenders / waitresses from Tailgaters in Plano when we used to do the show there. Katie Ford is finally 25.
Wow.
God, I
Ford.
swore she was 25 back then. But
No.
apparently she was 12.
Yes.
Her and Ford finally made it official and got married. I mean, I give it like 6 months.
It's probably already been 6 months.
Oh, I think it has. Yeah. So, yes, happy birthday to you, Katie Ford. All right.
You think they own a Chevy?
I think he drives a Dodge, actually. The irony.
Mm-hmm.
Colby, my good. Where'd the music go? Struggling. I am right now, man. Where'd the music go?
I don't know. You're the one with the button control.
I know. I love to push buttons. Colby, for my good.
By the way, I think we do need to make Mussolini an automatic bad.
I got to start keeping track of these.
Just, he's a bad.
I'm going to start with this one. Bads. So we're starting with this. 729. He's the first official entry that we're keeping track of.
Man.
Mussolini.
Yeah.
All right. So Mussolini's our all-time bad.
Yeah. You don't have to pick him as your
Right.
bad kids because he's just bad.
He's already there.
Uh-huh.
Colby, man, I've got some goods here. And look, you know I pick hot chicks above athletes.
Okay.
And Dak is an athlete. Fernando Alonso is an athlete.
Yeah.
So it's really between Alexandra Paul and Martina McBride. And then normally I would go with the younger of the two. But it's only 3 years. And I really think Alexandra Paul, probably even now, is hotter than Martina McBride.
All right.
And I'm going to go based on height because Martina McBride's only like 5'4". I think Alexandra Paul's like 5'10", and that's just a guess. But my good Alexandra Paul.
The hot, bad, and the ugly.
Hot, bad, and the ugly. We should totally do that. My bad. Oh, Colby.
You're going to do it, aren't you? I know what you're about to do.
All right, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to pick Dak Prescott.
Okay.
Thought I was. I thought about it for a second.
I know.
My bad?
The way you said my name is like, gosh.
It totally would, but I'm not drunk right now. I'm going to go, because I don't like his name, I'm going to go Teddy Atlas.
All right. That's a good bad right there.
My ugly, Colby, is awesome and amazing he is at playing the bass and the keyboard with his feet at the same time. Geddy Lee is one of the unpleasant-looking human beings I've ever seen in my life. So, yes, I know he's going to be your bad, but he gets my ugly vote.
Yep. My good is Dak Prescott. Not really enough said. My bad, for all the reasons why I explained to you earlier, volume down on the fart. Geddy Lee is my bad. And my ugly, because the few times that I have seen him talk sports, I wasn't impressed. Teddy Atlas is my ugly. There you are. There is my good, bad, and ugly. If you had a good, bad, and ugly that differs with ours, you didn't comment down below, so I don't care.
That's your loss.
But if you're listening to the podcast and you want to text that to us, 214-937-0569. But now it's time to transition into Ginger hitting those chords, because it's time for this. Oh, yeah. Welcome in to Colby Sapp's Mystery Shotgun. I am your host, Colby Sapp, along with Pod Racer Tim. A lot of things happened over the weekend, including the weekend that was San Diego Comic-Con. And we'll get into Doctor Doom in just a moment. There was another thing that they had at San Diego Comic-Con that I want to get into just a little bit, and that was the Fantastic Four trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So, can't show it here because the only way it's been able to be seen in public is that it was leaked unless you were there at San Diego Comic-Con, because this was supposed to be just for people there. But a lot of people with cell phones there recorded the damn thing and posted it on YouTube. So it was like watching what maybe some of you watched the Deadpool and Wolverine movie this weekend, as you watched it via a cam from Thailand or whatever. Yes, it was kind of like that, watching Shake film on it, but I got to see the trailer. And I don't know how much of this movie is going to be done like this, but you can tell it's in the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a Jetsons 60s.
Cool.
So, it's, your car's going by and going and stuff like that. It's real retro futuristic.
Kind of like, what was it? Revenge of the Sith type Jetsons cars.
Yeah, kind of, but a real honest to goodness Jetsons vibe with it. Not the boss yelling down that,
right,
or whatever, and the robot coming up, but it had that real classic sci-fi vibe to it. So that was cool. Now, Reed Richards has a mustache because they couldn't talk him into shaving his mustache, I guess.
Really?
Yeah. So that was there. I thought maybe he would for the film, but he's going full mustache, which actually kind of matches the vibe, because a mustache dude in the 60s you'd see that a lot.
Yep.
Right? So now the film is taking place in a current time, but they just carried on the look of the 60s. They just moved into that. So the other thing that was in the trailer that was very badass was the last shot in the trailer was Galactus like looking through a couple of like buildings, and all you could see was part of his face and his eyes. And I knew he was going to be the bad guy in this film, but how much of a bad guy I didn't know. Dude, they're having the Planet Eater just be the bad guy in this film. And it's going to be badass. I don't know if you know anything about Galactus.
Mm-mm.
Galactus is a giant, like he's a lot bigger than the Earth is.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you've explained it to me before.
And he eats planets. That's what he does. He just goes around just, oh, I'm hungry. I'm going to eat a planet. And he just does.
Is that his actual voice?
That's not his actual voice. I made him kind of sound like he was just kind of slothy and dumb.
Doop, 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 doop.
Oops, I tripped over Mars. So, but it looked really cool. Of course, the other things that were they renamed the last two movies of the Avengers. So you're going to have Avengers, and then the other one's going to be Secret Wars. They took out the whole Kang's Dynasty thing because Kang is just off the map. They don't even.
He's done.
They're not going to replace Kang. They're not going to do anything with it.
His character's just gone.
He got defeated in Ant-Man.
Yeah,
that's it.
That was it. In Quantum, what was it? Quantum Wars, Quantum Leap, Quantum Physics,
yes.
Quantum Mania.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So he's just done. But the big thing that happened at San Diego Comic-Con, and I believe Tim has the actual happenings ready to play. So, Tim, if you wouldn't mind, as the Russo brothers announced.
Now, listen, if we're going to bring Victor Von Doom to the screen, and he is one of the more complex characters in all of comics, right, Kevin? I mean, this is potentially one of the more entertaining characters in all of fiction. If we're going to do this, if we're going to bring him to movie theaters worldwide, then I think we're going to need the greatest actor in the world to play that character. Wow. Yeah, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, as proof of the unimaginable possibilities in the Marvel multi-universe, we give you the one person who could play Victor Von Doom.
Jared Leto. He's just eating it up, too, isn't he?
Yes.
I feel like he's doing Tony Stark right here.
What can I tell you? I like playing complicated characters.
So gross. I get chills when I watch it.
So the internet went a flurry with everybody trying to come up with how this was going to work and what was going on, and people were confused.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of confusion going on.
My 14-year-old was confused, Colby. I said, watch tonight. Colby's going to explain it.
So,
but only that segment.
Right. So Avengers Doomsday. So you have Secret Wars and you have Avengers Doomsday, which that was what was. Now we're like 2 years away from actually seeing this film.
Right.
But the announcement of it means they're working on it and whatever. But people, first of all, if you don't know Doctor Doom and you're not a comic book reader, maybe you're just an MCU person and you haven't really paid a whole lot of attention to any of the comic books or any of the other things that Marvel has put out there. Doctor Doom is basically your perfect, like, infusion of, like, intelligence with, like, magic and science and technology. He like puts it all together, right? And he uses it all. So that's what makes him, because, I mean, as far as intellectually, like Dr. Doom, Victor Von Doom, Tony Stark, Reed Richards, I think Reed Richards is actually technically smarter than them all.
Right, you've said that before.
But they're all like, if you're looking for a genius and you're in the Marvel universe, you're looking for one of these guys. And then maybe later, if you couldn't find them, you'll go find like Bruce Banner.
Right.
But Doom is insanely solo-minded at protecting what little he wants, and the rest of it, he just wants to take over and destroy. Basically, he sometimes hobbits the damn thing, where he's just like, I'm just going to stay here. But when he sneaks out, he's looking for world domination. He's looking to shut everybody up. He's one of the villains that's in comic books when they're like, oh crap, there's Dr. Doom. You actually, if you're reading the comic book, you're like, oh shit, Dr. Doom. There's not many that do that. He is definitely one of them. So I've been waiting on them to introduce the character, and now he's here. So people have been talking about, so how's this going to work? So Tony Stark is playing Dr. Doom. No, I don't think that's it at all. And mainly because in the entrance there, one of the Russo brothers said, here's your Victor Von Doom. He didn't say, here's your Dr. Doom.
Right.
Right? Like having Tony Stark being Dr. Doom. That's not what was said.
Right.
It was, here's your Victor Von Doom. There's the infamous Iron Man comic book that a lot of people that are into comic books are pointing to, because this was one of the times when, Dr. Doom and Iron Man kind of like switch places a little bit in the comics. I don't think they're using this one. In fact, I wouldn't see how they would use this one, because in that comic book, Tony Stark is incapacitated. He's out. He's not there. So what happens is that Victor Von Doom decides to take the place of Iron Man.
Oh, that's cool.
So he does that to take his place, and, does some good things and does some Dr. Doom things in the middle of it. So it wasn't that Tony was Dr. Doom in that. It was, Victor Von Doom was actually being Iron Man.
Right.
So that's different. The only real time that there's been a comic book that kind of plays like this, it was a What If comic book, where normally in the storyline, Reed Richards and Victor Von Doom are roommates in college. That's kind of where it starts.
Okay.
And then they end up being best friends, and then they have their falling apart as one of them wants to be evil and one of them wants to be a good guy, basically. It's not that cut and dry. That's kind of what it is. So they do a What If comic book where instead of Reed Richards being Victor Von Doom's roommate, it's Tony Stark.
Gotcha.
And Victor, throughout the comic book, really does not like Tony, because Tony can just walk in, not study, and do whatever he wants. And not focused.
Same reason the rest of us hate Tony Stark.
Not focused, out partying, takes the test, aces it, right? Because he's different. He's Tony Stark, right? And so Victor ends up basically tricking Tony into helping him with this machine that at the end of it basically switches their brains.
And this was a comic book plot line?
It's a comic book plot line for What If.
Right.
So you remember you seen the Disney Plus show What If?
Yeah, I love those.
Okay, this is a What If comic book.
One of those, okay.
So in the comic book, Victor Von Doom is now in Tony Stark's body, and Tony Stark's in Victor Von Doom's body. And they go throughout, so Doom in Stark's body ends up having all of, Stark's money and all of that, and he's able to do everything he wants. Well, Stark and Doom's body ends up going back to, home and has to
Right.
build everything on his own. And he's, doesn't have the basis for it. Anyway, at the end of the comic book, everything turns out okay. They still end up being versions of themselves, as now basically Dr. Doom's the good guy that tries to help people, and Iron Man's, the effing menace that tries to destroy the world. That's the only thing that's ever been done in comic books that would make sense, kind of, because they're doing the multiverse thing. But I honestly don't think they're doing any of that. I kind of wonder if the Doctor Doom we meet in Doomsday doesn't just already have the mask on.
Really?
And never takes it off. I kind of wonder if that happens. Because in that way, like at the end of the movie, he takes it off and there may be an explanation of, he's just from the multiverse and looks like Robert Downey Jr.
Right.
Right? That could be one. But I wonder if they're just not ever going to take the mask off, because Doctor Doom rarely, there's a lot of times where Doctor Doom's mask is never taken off. It's just fused to his face. It's not going anywhere. And he almost Judge Dreads it. It's like you never see him without that mask. Like he could be walking around in his robe at home and he's still got the mask on and just none of the rest of the battle armor. So it's almost like that. So they could do that, or they could do.
So then Robert Downey Jr. doesn't even have to play the character. They can just dub his voice.
No, the reason why Robert Downey Jr. is playing this character, because Robert Downey Jr. was coming back.
Right.
He was coming back where there was going to be a superior Iron Man or something. He was coming back because Disney saw this coming. Disney realized that they needed, with all their new guys coming in and trying to use them, they needed some of that box office power to bring the masses back, to keep this thing from, sinking, so they could do the rest of the things they want and keep it going. So Robert Downey Jr. was coming back. Chris Evans is still coming back in some way, shape, or form, whether it's him to play, a past torch in something. I don't know. But they're coming back. So Robert Downey Jr. was coming back for something. When the Russos got signed on to do the Avengers films, that made it imperative that they have Robert Downey Jr. come back. And the fact that Kang ended up doing what he did, or the actor that played Kang ended up doing what he did, and they were switching to Doctor Doom, this was the quickest, easiest way to do it. And by the way, if you don't think they have some kind of big plan to make this super cool, with Feige and the Russos really massaging and brainchilding this in, especially with what happened with Wolverine and Deadpool, even though the death of Logan and whatever, and how big that movie is, they're not scared of it anymore, and they're going to pull it off just as well as that movie pulled the Wolverine return. Mm-hmm. They're going to use it right. So I'm not scared about it. I don't think this is going to be based on the What If comic, but it's definitely not based on the infamous Iron Man, because that just doesn't make sense. There'd be no basis for that. It might be multiverse, or again, he may never remove the helmet at all. I mean, it'd be a hell of a payday to never have your face out there.
Right.
It's huge to have
Mandalorian.
Have RDJ back. It's very huge.
That's what she said.
No, she didn't.
That's what Blair said.
So, if I had to put my money on something, it's probably going to be he's going to be part of the Battle World sequence, where that's all from the multiverse. Everybody from all the places, all the biggest heroes come and basically fight it out. And so one person's in charge, and the last time that they've done something like this with the Secret Wars, Dr. Doom was the guy in charge. So I'm guessing it's going to be from another universe, and he puts it in charge, and then he ends up being the Dr. Doom of, the now MCU.
Right.
So that's maybe because that's how they're going to mix in Fantastic Four at some point. That's how, because the Fantastic Four, I believe, comes out next year. So you already have them introduced. and then they'll be in there for the Secret Wars. So I imagine their Doctor Doom is going to come from the Battle World and then brought over to the MCU, and then there's your big fights. So
Wow.
That's how I see it happening. We won't know anything because they haven't started filming a damn thing, so we can't get leaks off the script if we can't get anybody there to see it. But that's my feeling, is that it's a multiverse Battle World thing, and then it just all moves over. Like the winners move over, and there's your new MCU for Doomsday. That's my thoughts.
Wow, those are some deep thoughts.
So I know I was going to get in depth, and I know Tim heard about every third word that I just got through saying because he's having to talk to Blair.
Oh, no, that wasn't Blair. I don't know a Blair. I heard everything you said. And don't forget, I have to re-edit this, and I get to hear it all again.
Well, there you go. So there it is. There's my thoughts on RDJ being Victor Von Doom. And again, key word, he's not Tony Stark. He's Victor Von Doom. That should be a big hint to everybody. So
he's not Tony Stark turned bad.
No, he's not.
That's what I told everybody was going to happen.
Well, then you were wrong.
Well, I knew I was wrong, but I just wanted to cause a stir.
So, yeah, because he would be announced as Dr. Doom, not
Right.
Victor Von Doom.
Right.
So there you are. Coming up next, I don't know. And then news and notes.
What? You don't know?
Because I still don't have a fucking run sheet, Tim.
It's right here. You can't see that?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember now. It's What's in Tim's Beard is coming up. Right?
True story.
All right. And then news and notes. That's coming up on the Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim Show. Hit the button, Tim.
Hello, sports fans. FanStream Sports.
Introducing Star Power Smart Home Solutions, where cutting-edge technology meets effortless living. Control your entire home with just a tap on your smartphone. Adjust the lights, set the perfect temperature, and ensure your home is secure, all from the palm of your hand. Star Power has the experts that will transform your house into a secure, smart home. Experience the ultimate solution in comfort and security for your family. Get started at GetStarPower.com. Star Power, where innovation meets home.
Hi, golfers. IndyCar Tim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to GolfCentralMag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to GolfCentralMag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at GolfCentralMag.com. We'll see you there.
Hello, folks. Let's talk a little bit about turf life. What is turf life? It's pretty much if your life involves turf in any way, shape, or form, you live the turf life. Go ahead and brand yourself with the turf life. Maybe a back window decal, maybe a hat. You know where you can get those kinds of things to showcase that your life revolves around sports and or anything that involves sports. If it's a sports business or sports education or just your enjoyment of the outdoors, head over to turflifeclub.com. Become a turf head. Join the club today. You can do that by going to that said website that I just told you to go to. You can snag your window decal like I was talking about, or any of your other turf life accessories. Show everybody that you live the turf life, and we'll see you there over there at that turflifeclub.com.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out OrionGolf.com. Hey listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you. Now, more FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to the Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim Show right here on Fan Stream Sports. It is a Monday, my dudes, as we enter the Power Hour, Colby. Commercial free the rest of the way. How you like that?
It is. It is. You know what? I got a small bone before we get in your beard.
I know you got a small bone, but
to pick with
don't worry about
somebody
it.
who's probably just now tuned in to the podcast.
Johnny?
No. No, it's not. It's not Gani Gerber. It is one Amanda Whitman. Yeah. She's a cousin from the first marriage that we still talk, whatever. Still counts as family type of thing.
You ask about me?
No. Never does.
Damn it.
She put out there 7 hours ago. I just now saw this. She says, seriously, none of y'all told me Harrison MFing Ford is joining the MCU? Red Hulk, let's go.
Does she not know who you are?
I guess not.
Does any of y'all know what I do for a living?
As I put in the comment section, well, watch my effing podcast. I told everybody about this like a year ago.
Mm-hmm. Han Solo's in the MCU.
Yep.
By the way, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I get the actor died.
Yes.
I get it. It's tragic. But was Harrison Ford the right choice here for that?
To play the old president of the United States that ends up eventually gaining Hulk powers?
Yeah, he doesn't have a mustache. And they make fun of that in the movie, too, by the way.
In the trailer, yeah.
You can see it in the trailer.
Yeah, it was actually a point to, like, kind of give homage to the previous actors. Like, I don't know if I can get used to the change. It's like they made me shave the mustache.
They said lose the mustache or lose the votes. I get it. I think that's humorous. Like, when they do that,
Right.
They acknowledge that there was a change, I mean, because why not? You kind of have to at this point.
Right.
TV shows have done it when actors were replaced at times, and it's.
But
I'm just kind of tired of Harrison Ford.
Okay, ultimate spot. If you had to have somebody playing Ross but remember, it's also going to be CGI'd Hulk with this face. The old man, get off my plane as a Hulk?
Clint Eastwood.
Okay, that would have been bad. But Clint Eastwood was almost a little bit too old.
Yeah, right? He's like 99 or something.
I don't think they could put the ping pong balls on him and
watch him Hulk out.
Yeah.
Paul Newman.
No.
Oh, he's dead. And they would have just stayed with the other guy.
Harrison Ford's the right pick. He is the right pick.
All right.
I can't wait to see Han Solo Hulk.
Solo Hulk?
Yes.
What if Han Solo was a Hulk in the Star Wars universe?
I mean, Solo cups are red.
Him and Chewie.
Han Solo's a red Hulk.
Okay, now you're stretching here.
It just makes the world go around.
You're stretching so hard, you're about to pull a groin muscle.
That's, you know what? Makes the world go around.
Colby, this is a segment I brought back on Wednesday. Or maybe it was Monday. I guess it was Monday because we don't do this on Wednesdays. What's in Tim's beard? And I got to give credit where credit is due because I got yelled at when I got home. This is a segment I stole from my son's podcast.
Uh-huh.
What's on Eli's mind?
Right.
We started it when he was like 10, and he's 16 now. And I think we've managed somehow to get 6 whole episodes of that thing in.
Wow.
But he wanted, look, part of the podcast of what's on Eli's mind is studying the mind of, well, at the time, a 10-year-old, how scattered it is, right?
Right.
And the topics and subjects he comes up with. Well, the older he gets, those are fewer and far between. And his attention span is 0. So when he says a funny thing or asks a stupid question, I say, Eli, make a note for us to do a podcast about that. Okay. And then the next day, hey, did you make a note?
Nope.
No, I forgot. Well, what was it? And neither one of us remember.
No.
But anyway, he had an idea very early on when he was like 11 or 12. Dad, I want you to do a segment on my podcast. I want to call it What's in Dad's Beard. And he goes, it's just random thoughts from you. I'm like, God, I wish I would have thought of that.
Yes.
Because it's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
So now I brought it over to this show. We call it What's in Tim's Beard. And it's just usually random thoughts from me. Sometimes it's sports, sometimes it's not. Because actually, before I saw this, it was going to be a very non-sports related topic.
Uh-oh. We got breaking news, pal?
No, it's just the Kumar Rocker thing and some Ranger stuff.
All right.
Breaking news, the Rangers aren't buyers or sellers.
Huh.
Oh, wait, we got to do our intro and stuff. I don't have a graphic yet for What's in Tim's Beard. I'll come up with that, though. I'm sure that would make you very happy.
Yes.
You're all about the intros, Colby.
That's right. Let's get the graphics up late
Yeah.
after we already introduced the segment.
I don't know why I'm doing the sports. What's on Tim's sports brain or whatever we call our sports segment. I don't even remember.
The sports report.
Oh, yeah. So, Colby, couple of Rangers notes here. As I believe he is the Rangers' number 6 prospect. Is he that low or high? Whichever way that goes. Kumar Rocker.
Harold and Kumar Rocker.
Go to Whitecast. I'm sorry, he's the Rangers' number 3 prospect.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I was thinking.
Sounds better.
After a 14-month rehab. Dude, a lot of people have even forgotten the name Kumar Rocker.
Yes.
And I remember the first time I heard the name Kumar Rocker, I'm like, holy crap, is that John Rocker's kid?
It is not.
And I was very disappointed when I found out it wasn't.
Hello?
Colby, as we have breaking news.
What's that?
I'm getting a call from someone live on the air. This is IndyCar Tim live on the air. What can I do for you, Jeff Thidoff?
I'm trying to do a podcast. I'm having issues, Tim.
Well, we're doing one right now, and we're doing fine till my phone rings.
I'm sorry, Tim. I do love you.
I love you more. Can I call you when we're done?
When are you done?
9 o'clock Central Time.
Call me back then, son.
Bye.
See ya.
He just sunned you.
He did. And I'm older than him. That's awkward. That's what we do here. We produce on the air. Thought maybe it was an emergency, which it was, but I brushed him off.
Right.
Colby, Kumar Rocker has been on a 14-month rehab. It's been 442 days since he last pitched in a game.
I'm going to go ahead and say, by the way, if John Rocker's kid ended up being named Kumar, then he had a total change of all the things that was about him.
Or he didn't know.
Yeah.
That's possible, right? I mean, do we know that Kumar's not John's kid?
I think we do.
And we know he doesn't like New Yorkers.
Right. Or Subways, apparently.
Or Subways, apparently. That's right. However, Kumar came back. And I almost went to this game. I wanted to go to this game so bad as he pitched at Double-A Frisco. I forgot what was happening. I think Blair called.
Right.
I forget why I couldn't go, but it's literally down the road from my house, and me and Chuck are tight. I could have called Chuck Greenberg, the owner of the team in the stadium. I could have got free stuff because he always hooks me up. But anyway, Colby, I was very excited to hear the next day when I perused the box score that although it was a 2-0 loss for the Rough Riders, Kumar Rocker dominated.
Nice.
His outing. He faced just one batter above the minimum, gave up his only hit to the Dodgers' top-ranked prospect, the MLB number 46 prospect, Dalton Rushing. He threw 26 of 37 pitches for strikes and retired 5 of his last 6 batters on 3 pitches or less.
That'll keep your pitch count down.
Which is exactly what he needs, man. So I don't know where he's going to stand in the scheme of how, I mean, it's going to be a while, right, before he sees Arlington. I would think still. I mean, it's certainly not this year. Maybe if he continues on this trend, September next year, call up maybe?
Maybe.
I don't know if that's kind of, we need to get Evan Grant on the show maybe next week. Talk about Kumar Rocker a little bit. That'll be after the trade deadline and everything goes. But, dude, I of course, saw some of the highlights online. He just looked like he's got incredible command. I mean, just ridiculous.
And then, of course, I've seen the highlights of Jack Leiter, back in a little bit, and him looking like he had his command down there. It's the transfer to the major leagues that I really want to see, because I can see people lighting things up in the minors with control. It's the moving to the next. I just need, because we've been hearing about this forever, was pitching prospect for the Texas Rangers.
Yep.
Here comes DVD, everybody. Just wait till they get there.
Who was DVD? Was Edinson Volquez?
Danks and Diamond.
Was it Danks and Diamond?
Yeah.
I remember the Diamond. I don't remember the... Okay, maybe you're right. Danks. Baraka reportedly hit 99 miles an hour on several fastballs.
Nice.
Which is what you want to see.
You want to see 100 and something, but...
Well, ultimately, but dude, he's right out of rehab and hadn't pitched in 450 days. I'll take 99.
We need what that Skeen guy is throwing.
God almighty, right? What a freak he is. He's going to blow that elbow out.
Up through 105, 100 times.
In a row. In one day.
That's right.
Colby, also in the game, one Rangers rehabbing third baseman Josh Young. Went 1 for 3. He is, from what I understand, right on the verge of returning to the lineup.
Need that real bad.
He will be, if what I heard from one, who said this on the fan, I don't remember who said it, during G-Bag, might have been Wolchuk, who says he should be available after the current series they're playing the Cardinals tonight. After that series for about probably 2 to 3 series after that he'll be available, but just off the bench. He's not going to start immediately.
Well, we didn't need him back out
Sure
there.
like to see him, wouldn't you?
Yes. Need him. We need Carter back.
Well, Carter's probably not going to see him this year.
I know.
As he is, he's been shelved. He is not allowed to think about baseball for at least the next 60 days. No baseball activities are allowed. He's having some severe issues with, is it his back?
Yeah.
Where he's not supposed to pick up a ball or swing a bat. And they just, I guess, moved him to the 60-day DL, which is not good.
That's not good.
One of our saviors from,
hey, you know
from
what?
last year.
Don't want to put this on anything, but damn. At least we got he'll up forever have that spot.
Yeah. Including that catch. Not just his play at the plate, but that catch to deep left center.
Yep.
Against the Stros. That just clinched that game. I can't remember what game it was, but clinched that game and therefore, the series, really. Colby, along the lines of trades, the trade deadline is tomorrow, 4 o'clock Central to 5 o'clock Central time?
Yeah.
So far, the Rangers have been both buyers and sellers. Nothing, horribly significant. This is all current as of this morning. If something has happened today, I don't know. I've been slammed with other stuff than Rangers news. Rangers? On Monday morning, they announced they traded pitcher Michael Lorenzen to the Royals for left-handed pitcher Walter Pennington, who's currently playing in the minor leagues. Did not find what level he is at in the minors.
That's Chad's brother.
Right? Remember, who was the Maverick? Lorenzen Wright?
Yes.
Yeah. That is on the heels, of course, of the Rangers trade for Tigers catcher Carson Kelly on Sunday. Now, this one's kind of got my Rangers pants getting tighter. Big fan of Tigers catcher Carson Kelly. I'm such a fan, I can't remember his name.
Right.
Carson Kelly. Texas sent 2 minor leaguers, Liam Hicks and Tyler Owens, to Detroit in the deal. Now, the Rangers' biggest need here at the trade deadline, I would not say is pitching.
No.
Yes, Tito, this is live. He's commenting. Oh, Tito. So Carson Kelly's somewhat of a bat. And he, of course, can spell Jonah Heim behind the plate, which I would like to get Jonah Heim some rest because we really got nothing.
No.
What's he doing?
I don't.
Derailing our show.
He's derailing you. This is your segment. I'm just trying to let you go with your beard stuff.
Yeah, get out of my beard, Tito. What you doing in my beard, man? This is what's in Tim's beard, and right now it's Tito.
Hey, Tito.
He doesn't know he appears in most of our commercials.
That's right.
So anyway, Rangers, they entered the day today against the 3-game series against the Cardinals, kind of on a roller coaster. I don't know if you paid attention to the standings in the games. You just got swept by Toronto, which really hurt.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
That game, or that series.
You should have taken at least 2 out of 3 against them, but it did.
Almost made me call it a season right there. You're 4.5 games back right now. And you've got the Mariners making significant moves.
Right.
They're getting bats. I haven't seen what the Stros have done. But again, we asked the question last week, are the Rangers going to be, or 2 weeks ago, are the Rangers going to be buyers or sellers? Well, right now they're both.
That's about down the middle, man. We wanted them to kind of stay pat. Well, they did a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
Because you're going to get some other help coming back. You know, of course, Young's coming back very soon. We talked about that. And,
right.
Man, that would be a big bat boost. I'd like for him to be a boost.
Of course, I think Gray went on the...
As a corresponding move here, Gray's on the 15-day.
Right.
Which, of course, that could change and he could be extended. But, man, it's such a, you're at 4.5 at this time of the season. You're entering August. You're right there, right? But you're a 6 out of 9 streak away from being right back in it, right?
Which I think they can do. You just got to win the next 6 because you lost the 3 already.
Well, I didn't mean like right now, but at some point. But, yeah, and, if gun to my head and I had to pick an AL West winner, I think it's the Mariners.
I think so, too.
And if Texas doesn't get in with the division win, they're going to miss the playoffs because they're 8 games back in the wild card.
Yeah, no, you have to get the division. And if you don't get it this season, you know what? I am okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Would I like to see it? Yeah. But, dude, we won the World Series last year.
Yeah. I'm still good. Now, that being said, if this, I don't put it past this team to start putting things together with people coming back and going after it and going hard and hitting that streak again and hitting it at the right time.
Yep.
Because it looked horrible at the end of last season. Like you lost out, and then the playoffs hit and you just went on a runner.
Yeah.
That can happen with this team again. You can go on a runner. You can go on a runner to get there and then be on that runner when you get there. Because playoff success is something that this team has as it's put together. They got a bunch of it now. So, and no fear whatsoever.
Right.
And everybody catches. The pitching staff's all right. Those bats actually do catch fire, which they have not been on fire at all this season.
No, it's been bad.
And
you fire the hitting coach. I mean, look what he did last year.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Oh no, I wouldn't fire him. They're due for because everybody's been on a non-run this whole time.
Yeah,
they're due for a run. So this may be coming up this next month, and if they hit that run with the way the pitching's doing right now, you're looking at win streaks, big ones.
And they're going to need one late here as we get on the final stretch of the season, entering August here. All right, Colby, you ready?
I sure am.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, me. Thank you, you, for making us sound good. News and Notes is where I search the World Wide Web for the weird.
Internets.
And by God, I found it. Let's go to the fuck are we doing? It's an actual part of this segment.
Colby, I had a request online to do this, so just ignore me.
Okay. We're going into science as Synchron's brain-computer interface is going to be integrated with ChatGPT.
Why are we doing this?
You know, ChatGPT.
Who's Chat GPT?
Chat GPT, one of the AIs that everybody can use, is now going to be integrated into people's brains. This is not doing. It's not going to turn out bad at all. Have you motherfuckers not seen Sci-Fi?
Skynet.
It's bad. It's real bad. Damn Johnny Mnemonic or whatever the hell's happening here.
Don't blame Keanu Reeves for this.
Now, what they're trying to do with this is what they're now. Everything always starts out like they're trying to do something helpful. So they're integrating ChatGPT with these implantable brain-computer interfaces to help people with disabilities be able to use the digital world. That's what they're trying to do. So, like the guy that got the chip put in his head, it was like the Tesla chip or whatever.
Right.
Put in his head so he could like play video games with his brain.
Drive his car.
Like use his eyes to like move his mouse around. Fucked up. Weird.
That would be weird.
Fucking weird. And shit like that. Now, yeah, this is going to connect to people's brains so they can, like, if they have a disability, they can just do about the same thing. But the Chat GPT part will fill in the parts that they need filled in to help them get places. So they can basically, their brain will communicate with the thing that will then help them online do stuff, which is cool until we start realizing that we're putting brains on the internet.
Oh, my God.
Like connecting the internet to our brains.
It's going to be iRobot, isn't it?
No. So if you can connect the internet to your brain, at what point do you put your brain into the internet?
It's already there if it's connected.
Right. So, like, are we going to uncover, like, forever life? Because we can just download ourselves? Because of the chip in our brain, we can actually just download ourselves into the internet.
I'll have to ask Blair.
And now we're going to be there? And what happens when, like, say, I don't know, you download yourself into the internet, and then because you're Tim, eventually it gets corrupted and you just go crazy.
Or I corrupt the internet.
Right. And then Tim's corrupted internet brain starts firing off nuclear missiles because he thinks it's the 4th of July and he wants the Big Bang.
I mean, I would do that.
I mean, because it's not going to affect you. You're a computer.
I'd shoot some missiles at Argentina.
Actually, surfing the web, you just see Tim like this on your computer.
I'm a virus, Colby.
Nothing. Poor Blair.
Man, whoever she is, she's popular tonight.
That's right.
Oh, Blair.
So again, I don't think this is going to end well, but yeah, we're synchronizing internets with people. And by the way, to help with the synchronization, we're going to put an AI in your brain.
Allen Iverson. Ooh, what if Allen Iverson's brain was on the internet?
Dude, all I want to know is about the crossover, man.
I just want to be able to do the crossover and dunk and be athletic.
One of the most talented basketball players I ever saw.
Without question.
Damn right.
Him and Muggsy Bogues.
I think I'll give it to AI.
Spud Webb?
No, AI.
Shaq Fu.
AI was... Never mind, I'm not getting into it. By the way, Shaq...
Not a sports segment.
Uh-huh. Shaq Fu. Not a great video game, everybody. Not a great video game.
I didn't even know that was a video game.
That's a video game. He does karate with basketballs against bad guys.
Hi-ya!
Let's go to Maine where, man, the bank robbers are getting lazy. As Jason Arsenault, that's the name of a bank robber for sure. He's 41 years old.
And an arsonist.
Yeah. He wanted to go rob a bank, but he didn't have time to stop and go inside the bank. He pulled up in the drive-thru, and he grabbed the tube out, and he hit the intercom, and he says,
"Stick him up."
Yes, basically. What he said he was going to do is he has a bomb he's going to put in this tube and send it to him, unless they send him money.
But you have to send the tube first to...
Yes.
And then they just keep it.
So, of course, the teller turned off the tube. Because, duh. He,
Oh, Colby, they're lazy.
He ended up getting arrested because the teller kept him there.
And don't they know they have cameras on your license plates and stuff?
Yeah, in the drive-thru.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stick them up.
This is a hold-up. Wait, hold up?
Send me your tube.
What?
Oh, that's my new pickup line, Colby.
You don't send money through this machine. I'm going to send this bomb through this click.
Next time I'm hanging out at the tailgaters, I'm going to walk up to some chick I never saw before. Hey.
Send me your tube.
Send me your tube. I might not ever be asked back.
No, you probably not.
Damn it. Probably need to pull that at Revel.
In a, by the way, we're going to Boing Boing.
Bet we are. We going mudding, Colby?
We're not.
Damn it.
As a Chinese factory is now having to make massive gorilla sofas. Why? Because an artificial intelligence, when somebody said, make me my perfect sofa, and they loved gorillas and jungle things and all that, made a sofa that looked like a gorilla sitting down. And this person said, I want that sofa. By the way, looking at these sofas, I want this sofa really badly.
Mark.
This sofa is now the only thing that this Chinese factory was just like, they just made sofas and furniture and whatever. They have shut down making everything else because all they have time to make is the massive orders for these gorilla sofas that look like King Kong just sitting down, and you just go walk up and sit in his lap.
I'm kind of intrigued.
Dude, hold on. I'll send you the picture or the article so you can see it. Done. It's on the Facebook.
And it's shaped like a gorilla?
Dude, look at it. I mean, it's got the mask on it. Oh, wait, you've got your TikTok up, don't you?
No, I'm good. I can do it on the computer.
But the sofa looks amazing. I want one. I want the big white furry ape. That looks cool.
Does it have pricing on it? Maybe we need one for the studio.
Right now, they're going at, if someone spends the 7,000 plus, what happens? They get that actual sofa. So it's $7,000. So I don't think I'm getting one anytime soon.
Is this the same thing I'm looking at on
Facebook?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's what I looked up when I should I put a picture of it on the screen?
If you can, go ahead.
You said you like the white one.
I do.
Dude, that's freaking awesome. When the one with 3 heads on it?
No, not the one with 3 heads. Just the...
Okay.
Yeah, the actual... I wish I could communicate to you.
Well, if we had chips in our brains, you could.
Yeah, but then ChatGPT would be there, and...
Well, here, I'm going to throw this one up there. You'll see if it's anything close to what you're looking at.
I want one of these sofas.
We need one for the studio.
Dude, I want one for my house. I want one for my, gaming chair.
Ooh, what about for our casting couch?
You know what? No. Not doing casting couches with you. I'm not doing casting couches with you.
You mean anymore?
No, ever. Like, past, present, future.
We going mud and Colby?
We're not. See, when we finally just are up here all day, it'll be my gaming room when I have to get. Yes, that okay. There's a 3-headed one.
Right.
That's kind of cool. But they have one that just looks like a gorilla sitting down. That one's badass.
All right, I have one of those too. Hang on.
I mean, that's for like a week at that one girl's house.
At Blair's?
Yeah.
Weekend at Blair's house.
That's right.
Oh, wait, I do know a girl named Blair.
Toot, toot.
I forgot about Blair.
Oh, no.
Gosh, she's going to kill me, too. All right, so this one.
Yes! I want that.
That is insane, dude.
Dude, that looks so huge. Just
How big it is.
Man, can you imagine taking a nap in the middle of all that? That would be amazing.
I would never get up.
There would be no reason to.
Can you imagine the crazy sex you could have on a gorilla couch?
It'd be a threesome. It'd be bestiality.
Would it count?
No.
As a threesome?
I mean,
maybe we should ask Blair.
Yes. Blair would know.
Huh.
Since Blair was seconds. Because, there was Sherry. Or whatever.
Shelly? I don't know who that was either. Hey, Logan, thanks for popping on. My opinion about LeBron on the Olympics basketball team is who and what?
LeBron on the Olympics basketball team, it's nice to see the other players getting there, playing along and getting, the dream to play with the guy that they idolized growing up. That's kind of cool. As far as the Olympics basketball is concerned, it's probably, I know it's something that, a lot of the players, even from all the countries, are trying to prove themselves that their place is the best and what have you. And the USA is doing some things right. But man, I don't know. When I go to watch it, my head falls asleep and I can't pay attention. I don't know what it is about the European style of basketball that just makes my brain go, I'm out.
Well, and if these guys idolized LeBron growing up, then they've got other issues and problems they need to deal with in their life, not playing the Olympics.
That's Tim's personal opinion because
LeBron's a miserable human being.
And he's actually not. He's a great human being.
Colby, we have a recommendation on the FanStream Sports text line about the gorilla sofas. She would recommend putting something over the fur because bodily fluids plus fur equals an expensive thing to clean. Okay, first of all, I would like to know how you know that.
No,
Texter.
She's right.
I would like to know how you know that, Texter, and send photos to support your argument.
She's of fluids?
Body fluids.
You just want photos of fluids?
I mean, I'd accept that, but I meant fluids on the fur and what you did in order to make the fluids get on the fur.
So she needs to go back and re-record the actions that happened?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Preferably in HD this time, in landscape mode.
So there you go. It's late enough. I think I'm good on news and notes.
Are you?
Yeah, I think it's time. Everybody.
It's about that time, is what they say.
So, and that's news and notes, everybody. That's how I normally dismount that segment.
Thank you, Colby, for news and notes and for the bodily fluid references to the FanStream Sports texter.
Yep.
I will expect those in my inbox at some point later.
Gross. Is she going mudding, Tim?
She can if she wants.
Oh, dear. Gross.
I mean, I got to know who she is first. Maybe it's Blair.
What's up, Blair?
Hey, Blair. Welcome to the show. And where's your sister, Shelly?
That's right.
I don't know where these names come from. That's going to do it for us tonight. Special thanks to Turf Life at turflife.club, Golf Central Magazine, and Orion Golf, pioneers of golf facilities management. We got a lot of golf sponsors, Colby.
We really do.
Makes us sound smart. But we will be back on Wednesday, the final day of July, as we ring in August, the month of Augustus, with some more debauchery, maybe more gorilla sofas, more bodily fluid talk. And if I get those photos from that one texter girl, then we'll put those up too for everybody to enjoy. I'm going to Tailgaters to get drunk. You guys ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here until Wednesday. We'll see you.